Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
My name's Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme.
We're a podcast that dares to ask, who was the most influential person for you when you were growing up on TV?
There's so many people. But, you know, like, the list kind of just goes and goes. Depending on where you're watching this, so you should probably leave some sort of, like, I need to start saying that at the beginning, so we're going to do that now. A lot of mine were, like, the goofy kid that can't get shit together based.
Oh, yeah.
Like I always connected with the antagonist of main characters. I never really was like, I like the main guy. I always liked the person that was a little to the side for them, a little bit of rivalry sometimes. That's why I always liked Donald Duck over Mickey Mouse. I always liked Raphael over Leonardo. I think
that's why you liked what's his name, Montague or Montego in Rescue Rangers. What was his name? Rescue Rangers. The one that liked the cheese. I can never remember his name.
Monterey Jack.
Monterey Jack. Thank you.
Like the cheese.
Yeah. Like yeah. I knew it was the cheese. And I was like, God dang it! I can't think of the cheese.
Vincent from Recess. You know, just not the main.
Would you like to take a swing at who I liked in Recess?
I know who you didn't like. Did you like Ashley?
I connected most with
Spinelli?
I connected most with Mikey because that's how I felt. But I would say that my favorite was Spinelli. I liked the mean ones.
Yeah, I'm sure that didn't cause any long-term damage in dating life.
But today we're talking about influential people for TV. Sorry. Nichelle Nichols passed away a couple of days ago. For those of you who don't know who Nichelle Nichols was, she was Lieutenant Uhura on the original Star Trek back in 66, 67. Her name is derived from, I believe, Swahili, and it is
the character,
freedom?
Yes.
Yeah, Uhura, yeah, sorry. And she chose that name. She was one of the first women of power that was a non-white male, basically.
Mm-hmm.
She was fourth in command for the Enterprise. This is a huge deal, right? Or the USS Enterprise, I want to say it was. It was very influential. And so we just thought we'd talk about some of the stuff that she's done and what impact she made.
I didn't realize until looking up stuff to talk about for her that her name was not Nichelle, like her real name. I didn't realize it was a stage name.
She just didn't like her name.
It makes sense. Well, I mean, her name's not even bad, but it makes sense, right? Because everybody comes up with Nicolas Cage isn't Nicolas Cage, right? But I had no idea about that for her at all. I didn't realize that she was one of 6 kids. So that is a very big, proud family to descend from. You know what I mean? Because all of them may have, more than likely, had children who then have children. And this is someone's great-great-grandmother.
I know she still has a couple of sisters that are still currently living, and her son. So that's who she was surviving.
Yeah, I thought I saw that. She only had 1 kid.
Yeah.
Married a couple of times though.
Something that was interesting, and Cleve and I talked about it a little bit. Something that was interesting and sort of distraught, not discouraging, I suppose, was one of the stories she tells a lot of the times is that she wanted to quit after the first season. She was like, I want to. She was a Broadway star in the beginning before
Yeah,
she came out
she
to
could sing,
TV.
she could dance.
Right, and she had never like gotten her big part that she wanted in Broadway, and so she took this on as a let's put it on the resume. And after the first year, she wanted to quit. She wanted to be done. And her not husband, she was romantically involved with him.
Yeah, the creator of the show, though.
Yes, he is the creator of the show.
I think she was romantic with him before the show. I think
she said that he had nothing to do with her being casted. She made a couple of times in different interviews saying like he was not the reason I was casted, but I think they were involved because she was in a show with him previously that did not do well. And during the show, during the first season, after it happened, she's like, I want to go back to Broadway. I'm done. I'm out. And he's, please don't, rethink it. And so she ends up going to this event, an NAACP event, and someone was like, hey, there's this huge fan of yours. He really wants to talk to you. Come talk to him. He's like your biggest fan. And she's like, who is this person? Goes up and it's Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. And he's like, no, absolutely. You have to continue doing this. Think of the impact that it's making. And she went back to Roddenberry, I believe is his name, and said, if you still want me on, I at this point I have to. I've been told I have to. And so the interesting thing about this is A, Martin Luther King was a Trekkie. B, Martin Luther King was a Trekkie, which is crazy to think. Cleve and I have talked about this before, that unfortunately America tries to very much distance themselves from the things that have happened. And by doing so, they do a lot of times by putting black and white pictures of Civil War or civil rights movement up to kind of help you distance it. But to give you like a perspective, Martin Luther King was watching Star Trek. That's fucking mind blowing to like put two and two together.
She said that she had mentioned that he was going to leave, and he said, this is the only show that I let my kids stay up and watch. So me, my wife, and my 3 children watch you.
Like, how cool is that?
And he was like, you can't leave because your role is not a person of color. Your role could be placed by anybody. So the fact that you're there and this could be played by an alien is important.
It's huge. And she was smart. She was very well educated. She was important. She was
didn't take shit.
Like she was, and she was in charge, right? And in the third final season, her and Kirk kissed, which was the first time, arguably the first time there was ever an interracial kiss on TV. Like, it's a big deal.
So that happened. I have here November 22nd, 1968, which was a long time ago. But I have, where did it say? 1 second. The kiss. Okay. She said that she got a letter from a white Southerner who wrote, I am totally opposed to the mixing of races. However, anytime a red-blooded American boy like Captain Kirk gets a beautiful dame in his arms that looks like Aura, he ain't gonna fight it. So, like, even
raises pieces of
oddly,
shit. Like, damn, her.
And you have to imagine that stuck with her, right? Because there's a compliment in there somewhere.
Well, weird compliment, yeah.
It is buried deep, but it is in there. It's just such a weird.
Oh, she was very much held high for her appearance. She's beautiful.
She was a beautiful woman.
Yeah, no, it's and so not only did she do this show for 3 seasons, she then went on to do 5 movies, and on top of that, then worked with NASA to help recruit people of color and minorities from all over, and women and men, and it just for NASA. And I just it's interesting that like before, so the class after she began that program, the first ever female astronaut had joined.
Yeah.
And like the NASA up until 2000, I think 13 or 14 was still like, look at the amazing trend that this started and how many people we have to thank this fictional character that didn't have to be, like you said, didn't have to be a woman, didn't have to
Right.
be, it didn't have to be a minority. It could have just been your, look at the other three guys.
Yeah.
Spock was a little different, I guess. Leonard Nimoy is not, Christian. There you go.
Yeah.
But
George Takei, big deal.
no, yeah, that's true. Oh, George.
He's and look how her too, but look how praised they are now still because they were those people to look up to at that time.
Yeah, no, kids didn't. Nobody, not just kids, but nobody had someone to look up to in the science, industry, or just in general. Think of all these. So it just makes a huge impact. It's a big deal. It genuinely paved a path for something that could have never been. I mean, shit.
And Whoopi Goldberg was on The Next Generation, and she asked for a role because of
Nichols.
Nichelle Nichols, yeah. And Mae Jameson, the first black woman to travel to space, has like flat out said that role and seeing that character is what drove her to inspired her to become an astronaut.
Yeah, before that, you saw old white men go into space.
Yep.
What I mean, it was this is unheard of. It's different. It's unique, and at the time, and again, the iconic, like as far as the Mount Rushmore of great things that were happening towards human equality. The first head on that, Martin Luther King, was like, "Hey, keep going. We love this."
Yeah, nothing like the leader of this movement saying, "Hey, I really look up to you."
Shit, you're right.
Those are some shoes to fill. Anybody else got a compliment for me?
That'd be like Mr. Beast dropping in our DMs and be like, "Keep on, keep it on." Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Who are you? How do you know me?
I look forward to your episodes every week. I'd be like,
I guess I gotta keep doing this, guys.
prank caller. Yeah, she volunteered for NASA until like 2015.
Yeah, she was doing a lot of stuff.
77 to 2015.
That's amazing, and there was never a time where she stopped being influential to people. And she used her platform for something amazing. You know what I mean? She used her platform to do something that she didn't have to. She could have gone back to Broadway.
She put out 2 albums.
Oh, did she? I didn't know that.
I learned that. One in 1967 and one in 91.
Were they better than Kirk's?
I can only hope.
William Shatner put out that one album, and it was rough.
You have to imagine that it would be brought up, right? Like when they have like little reunions and stuff going, my albums.
I did better.
Doing pretty well right now.
Can you drop that weird fucking speech pattern bullshit, please?
Also, when someone like this is in this kind of role, man, when they're talented, they're talented. For her to be able to do this and be as influential was, and you could have never known that she could sing and dance. You know what I mean? Like, not a hidden talent, obviously, because people who knew her knew that she was on Broadway and shit, but to still be...
Yeah, I think in high school is when she was first, like, getting jobs singing and stuff in lounges.
And she's done other things, obviously.
Yeah,
but
she was in some shows. And
it's hard to... It's like... I'm trying to think of an example. A good one. Um,
Barry Sanders playing baseball.
yeah, like that.
I don't know where we're going with.
I'm trying to think of people who like, yeah, I've done other things, but like everyone's gonna remember this thing in my career. Not that like you never hit
Remember
that same
Kramer?
height anymore. Yeah,
It's not
But
for
then
a good thing, but right, it's not a good thing, but
that's why I was trying to think of a good example. But we can keep naming people who try to ruin their careers slowly.
okay. Good example. Chadwick Postman. Like the man has passed now. He's done amazing roles. He'll never not be the Black Panther though.
Yeah, that's true.
He played Jackie Robinson, one of my favorite fucking movies of all time, where it genuinely makes me question whether I'm allowed to like Alan Tudyk or not. God, Alan Tudyk really leaned into it.
Did you ever see when he played? Oh, man, I show my stepson that scene of like, this is what anybody tries to say this word to you. This is what I hear when people try to do that to me. And
Golly.
the way he broke that bat on the wall, yeah, that's how you should feel. Just an example. Yeah, he played fucking James Brown.
Yeah,
and was amazing in that too.
There wasn't a movie he's been in that wasn't good, but I'll never not know him as Black Panther.
Well, yeah, there was a movie.
Was there?
That weren't good.
Oh, okay.
There was one where he was like there were like Egyptian gods, and he was like a scientist or whatnot.
Was it his fault or was it the movie's fault?
It was the movie's.
Okay.
But
you can't blame him.
But he was in a bad movie. It just, I'm gonna look up the movie. Keep talking.
Not to switch it over. So Nichelle Nichols was insanely influential, and
I do want to say I've never been a Trekkie in any way, shape, or form, but I have always acknowledged what she has done.
And now knowing that MLK was a Trekkie is just fucking mind blowing to me.
And not only a Trekkie, but was also like I can't imagine knowing that man was a fan of you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a fucking crazy thing.
It's so weird.
This man was in marches and fighting for the rights of an entire race of people. And it's just like, in my spare time, I'm watching you on Star Trek.
A better example would be like Neil deGrasse Tyson, like coming up to us and be like, "Hey, I love your guys' shit. Keep going."
Yeah,
he's off doing like just brilliant shit and changing the world, and he's like, "Hey,
yeah,
I fucking listen to you guys every once."
If that man said on my spare time I listen to your podcast, I would not know what to do with myself.
No,
I would be Gods of Egypt, by the way.
Oh yeah. I remember that movie. I didn't see it, but I remember the trailer for it.
Not solid. Yeah. And like when Phil Lamar liked something that I had posted, I was like, holy shit, this is the Green Lantern Samurai Jack liked my post.
John motherfucking Howard said he liked what I was doing. He said keep it going. It was just a thumbs up. It wasn't even like he pulled me aside in a special meeting like, hey, keep it going. It was like, hey, thumbs up, man. Good job. This is probably some publicist, but it doesn't matter.
And I have to imagine when she took it, she'd never realized what she was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now...
Yeah, no, when she originally took it, she just took the job as, hey, I'm going to pad my resume. Yeah. What is this? And especially back then, sci-fi was not, like, super exciting. Trekkie shit, man. That took the world by storm.
William Shatner, man, I can never get behind, but it makes me want to watch.
Well, it's because Patrick Stewart's so much fucking better.
It's true.
That bald, beautiful son of a bitch.
Well, he's in that one, but I've heard him yell the N-word too, and that also hurt my feelings.
Damn it.
The Green Room.
Fair.
We watched it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
God, damn
you remember that?
Professor Xavier, why? Don't do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk to you today about was the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer dropped, right? Super tearful moments, really emotional. They did a great mix between Kendrick Lamar's All Right and Bob Marley's No Woman, No Cry.
if you weren't going to talk about it, I've watched that trailer several times just to hear that transition of
It's
song.
beautiful.
It is so good.
I like No Woman, No Cry. And just the way that they ended up kind of mixing that in was really nice. Kendrick Lamar is amazing.
The band's responsible for the entire first album.
So we see a lot going on, and we've speculated before. What are they going to do? T'Challa passed away. We're kind of being thrusted into something, and so there's a lot of rumors speculating around this trailer about maybe we saw some stuff. One of my favorites is Tony Weaver Jr., one of our heroes here. His theory is that it's the mother is going to end up taking over because she's lost everything.
That would be very interesting.
It'd be so. A lot of his fans have said no because
the dunk. Which,
but he came out with a retort and said, "Look, Wakanda is the most advanced technological society in the world. They can build fucking spandex."
Can we acknowledge that when we talk about that dunk, this woman's 63.
Yeah.
And like everybody's like, look at that though. Like what?
It's beautiful.
Like we're fucking
God bless her.
Like we're working construction in New York. Like
so that's one of the big theories, right? And then I saw Straw Hat Goofy who did a review of it. He mainly was just talking about how emotional and meaningful the trailer was. He didn't really have any speculations as far as other than we see Ironheart, which I'm trying to remember her name. Is it Remy?
They call her Riri.
Riri.
I think it's first name's Rihanna, but Riri Williams.
I could not remember her first name. My apologies. Ironheart. We see she's going to be in this. We see Namor. Huge.
Who's indigenous?
Who's going to be Aztec or Mayan? I don't think that's Anyway, sorry.
Indigenous.
He's going to. He's going to have a big role in this, and we're really excited for it. Something I thought was interesting was I don't know if you want the spoiler or not. I don't know if it's going to be a spoiler or not. If I tell you that there's a toy that's ruined, have you already seen this?
No.
So Marvel's notoriously known for having issues with the toy companies that they license out their stuff to. Oftentimes the toy companies ruin spoilers before it ever happens. Like notoriously for this, and like big spoilers. And they did it again for Black Panther. So the question is, would you want to know what the spoiler is or not?
I need to know what it spoils. Like
who would be wearing a Black Panther suit? Yeah, I know it's interesting. I will say there was a theory out there that it's potential that we would have multiple Black Panthers,
which is interesting because,
cool.
interesting because the first one ended with can't make any more Black Panthers because we burned this fucking plant to the ground. I mean, but it could just be technology, right? You have an enhanced suit, it's like a fucking robot suit,
right?
You're in this skin tight mech, and it fucking flings you around.
Basically,
he already was like could punch and take damage, and then like let off that energy. So, I mean, you don't need to be as agile. I guess it's good if you're not wearing the suit, but you always have the thing. The real question to me is how much of a mystery is the movie making?
That's fair.
Like, is it something that the movie just like 40 minutes in is like, yep, there it is? Or is it like...
I've heard a couple of theories, right? And one of the theories is that this person is going to be the new Panther and then dies.
Mm, interesting.
In the movie will die.
That's interesting. That's suspicious.
That's weird.
Oh, then that's a huge spoiler. Then
It could be interesting. Well, that's a theory though. The theory is that this person dies, and the reason for that is some of the dialogue that happens. So I'm gonna ruin it. So if anybody in the chat doesn't want to hear
this potential spoiler,
thanks to Lego.
Damn you, Lego!
I'll give you a second.
Can I guess?
Yeah, you can definitely guess. Give me one more second before we ruin it. All right, what'd you guess?
I always thought it would be cool if Lupita took over the role. The Nakia, the spy.
Yeah.
Because she had that where she didn't want to be tied down with it, but then we lose T'Challa, and now your country's calling on you, and I always thought that would be an interesting one. And then Shuri was always my second guess, just because that's
feels like the natural progression.
Yeah, the line of comic book. That's how it goes.
So yeah, there's a Lego set that is going to be coming out. It's already set out, and there's pictures of it. And you see Shuri in her lab, but she's wearing the Black Panther suit. So one of the theories I heard is that in the trailer, the mother is basically said, "I've lost everything." And she very specifically says, "I've lost everything." And you see nobody there with her. So the idea is that Shuri might get the Black Panther suit in the beginning because she's next heir. And she's going to create some kind of artificial heart because they keep showing her in the lab. And that she will then die. Or at least be dead for a little while.
It feels interesting to kill off that character, though, because
didn't we have a lot of issues
caused
with the actress?
Us problems,
right.
Yeah, she the character itself provides a lot of potential future.
Yeah,
and so that's tricky one. But I guess if someone's causing you too much trouble, right? You're not Robert.
Someone was saying that she may be just temporarily dead because when you took the original heart plant. You died and went to the celestial planes. So maybe this artificial one didn't necessarily.
Is she gonna see like him there? I can't take that.
So
I can't. I couldn't take that. That'd be too much.
So some people have said that you're going to see him. Some people have said maybe you'll see just Killmonger, and like it's going to be this weird setup to where eventually Killmonger will actually come back. Because a lot of people speculated that Moon Knight set up the resurrection of Killmonger.
Gotcha.
So interesting, but yes, Lego has fucked up, or maybe they didn't. Maybe this is just a ruse. Maybe this is not right, but
and you're right. There could be multiple people wearing the suit, right?
Yeah, why not? Right? We've seen other versions of it. The big thing Tony Weaver pointed out was that the suit looks a lot more like T'Challa's dad rather than his suit.
More goldish.
So potentially we see that. Michael's favorite person is M'Baku, and if he could just take over, it'd be great. But
so good.
Who would you guys want to be the next Black Panther?
It's so sad that to lose Chadwick Postman and then to cancer and then him being such a big influence to all these little kids. And I've heard people say that they might boycott it if they end up recasting T'Challa. But it's okay, but then you're taking this character off the screen that these kids are going to look up to growing up.
I think it'd be a mistake to recast him, but passing down the torch, I don't think is a problem.
Well, I think recasting him gets a little easier with multiple universes.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Very
We're
fair.
not. It's not replacing
Could
him.
it be Michael B. Jordan in a different universe?
We've
That'd
learned.
be interesting.
We've learned from What If that Michael B. Jordan in all universes doesn't work.
That's fair.
He cannot be trusted.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting to see what they do. I know that a big push that I've seen on TikTok so far has been that, and seeing it, if you're going to the theaters, I saw that a lot of people would be wearing very nice white attire. Same with the scene in the trailer to kind of embrace the community or the cultural burial procedures.
That would be cool. Like, I lived in New York. I lived in Arlington.
You live in,
You know what I mean?
we live in, you know.
I might be wearing white because
Maybe if we go to
fucking
Dallas.
hot. But like,
That's fair.
if I go to Grand Prairie to see this movie, I'm probably not gonna wear all white. For being honest,
That's fair.
it's a good, and plus I'm probably not gonna see it opening night because there's gonna be a lot of people. You can't go like a week later in all white. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. I can't. It looks different if I do.
That's fair. That's fair. Should you be in all black? Harmony.
Fair. Yeah, no, I think this movie's gonna bring a lot of tears. It's gonna be a lot of emotions. It's gonna be really good. I'm looking forward to seeing what more we have to come from it.
I've told you this before. I've never missed someone who did not know I existed.
More
That I didn't know that I do that, man.
Yeah,
It is so sad.
That's fair. Yeah, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this little experiment. We're gonna end the episode right now, and then if you guys are here to watch gaming, we'll be gaming in a couple minutes. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. I've been Michael. Oh, I guess if you guys want to find us on all of our social medias. Everything is Friendship Supreme. If you wanted to see this live, we were on twitch.tv/Friendship Supreme. I've been Michael.
This is Cleve. Wakanda Forever.